just called the serpent.
What up, guys? It's your boy Cooking with Kratos, and as promised, we hit 1K. This is the 1 year anniversary, and this is who blew the horn and why. So, we already know the serpent is from the future. He knows what's going to happen before it happens. This is why he does this.
Why is he doing that?
Now, remember that because it's important, and we'll come back to this later. Now, when we talk to the serpent after he eats the statue, this happens.
What is he doing?
Making sure we're headed in the right direction. We need two things to get us into the land of the giants. First, we need to learn the travel rune that opens realm travel to Jotunheim. Second, we need to carve that rune into the special gateway.
That one on the peak where we first met you?
Correct. Except the giants, in their infinite wisdom, saw to it that no ordinary chisel would do the job. Only the tip of a magical chisel opens that gate.
Now, Mimir says he's making sure we're headed in the right direction, right? But that's not entirely true. Which is why Corey says,
there's a bunch of stuff in the World Serpent talks. You have to rely on Mimir.
Yeah.
Is giving you all the information, and he totally doesn't.
Yeah.
So,
now check this out. You see, the serpent was telling us to get a piece of the chisel, but not to carve it into the mountain. You see, that's Odin's idea. Odin wants to know the ways into Jotunheim. So guess what? He does that. He learns the ways into Jotunheim. He sees it when this happens.
Blank.
Wait!
Now I want you guys to notice something. You notice how when Kratos says blank and he turns around and throws it to Loki? Okay, Loki catches it. Once Loki catches it, the rune activates. You see the pattern. Now, while Kratos' back is turned, Mimir, aka Odin, is looking right at it. So now he sees it. That's why the directors make it specifically go as Kratos touches it, he turns around, but look who is looking. Odin. Mimir, aka the Allfather, who what? He sees all. Now do you understand why I say Odin is disguised as Mimir? Okay, now moving on. Now guys, this is where the whole game is changed. You see, Kratos was supposed to die the first time fighting Thor. Listen.
Kratos died in the Thor fight at the very beginning of the game.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't a permanent death. What was going to happen, he would get pulled out of hell, essentially, by Atreus, but it's now been like 20 years have passed.
Oh, my God.
Now listen, the serpent knows this because he is from the future. This is why the serpent moves the bridge. Where does the serpent line this bridge to? He lines the bridge where? To Helheim. Because he knows that Loki has to go there to get his father back when he dies versus Thor. This is why the serpent says this.
He knows the pain of your loss. He will help you.
That's why he says he knows the pain of your loss. Because he knows that Kratos is going to die when he first fights Thor. Now, not only does the serpent line the bridge up to Helheim, but he also points them to the Council of Valkyries. Now, why does he point them to the Council of Valkyries? Because again, Kratos dies fighting Thor, and the serpent knows this. Now, guys, what's the one thing that Atreus will need to save Kratos after he dies fighting Thor? You guessed it. He will need a Valkyrie. And this is why the serpent eats Thor's statue. Because he knows the only way to get them inside of his mouth is to eat the statue. Because he knows they're going to need that eye. And once he eats the statue and gets them inside of his mouth, what does he do?
Dead giant. Why would the serpent leave us here?
The serpent spits them there to free this Valkyrie, because this Valkyrie is Gunnar, or however you say her name. This Valkyrie is Gunnar. And guys, Gunnar is what? Gunnar is the first Valkyrie on the scene after any conflict. Let me cook, bro.
Who is she?
Gunnar, Mistress of War. After any conflict, big or small, she would be first on the scene, sussing out the worthy spirits for a free trip to Valhalla. A gruesome task, but she took great pride in it.
You see, if she is not free, then she cannot help future Loki save his father. This is why after we beat Gunnar, she says this.
The Roksdal are Valkyrs. It is the last thing I remember.
She tells us to go to the Council of Valkyries. And that's why the writers and developers make Kratos say this to Mimir, aka Odin. Listen.
Where is it?
We weren't far from it on our way to Thormur's chisel.
You failed to mention this at the time.
And guys, here's something else that these writers and developers done that everyone seemed to overlook, but I pick it up, man. Listen to what he says out loud. Listen.
It's another Valkyrie.
A Valkyrie? Imprisoned? She actually did it.
Mimir?
Take caution, lads.
They actually made Mimir, aka Odin, say that out loud. Like he's thinking out loud. He says, a Valkyrie imprisoned, she actually did it. Who do you think he's talking about, guys? He's talking about Gunnar. Gunnar actually did it. That's just another breadcrumb moment proving that Odin is disguised as Mimir.
She actually did it.
That lets me know that he is talking about his Valkyrie queen, Gunnar. She imprisoned the Valkyries, helped him do that, to not only have an endless army when Ragnarok comes, but to also keep Kratos, aka Tyr, imprisoned in Helheim, which is why we see this on Tyr's mural, which I've already proved in my last video. This is not Tyr's past, but it is Kratos' future. Now, we already know the game was changed. So in my opinion, what happened is this. Loki is going to go back in time, and he did this by commanding Skull and Hanti to chase the sun and moon in the opposite direction, just like they hint at in this moment in Ragnarok. At this moment in God of War 2018. Listen.
Retrograde, lads.
What?
Of course. The riddle. The answer is reversed.
But now listen to what Mimir says about when you play with that time and what happens. Listen.
Stopping time keeps the sun and moon from streaking across the sky. It does not stop the wolves that chase them.
So, what happens is, because the time is slower in Helheim, Loki, an adult Loki, which is what I showed everyone a year before the game came out, right here he is. That's why they showed the horns in the trailer of Loki walking in with the deer. This is actually an adult Loki. That's why he's holding the head in his hand. But it was going to be an adult Loki that would chase the sun, that would command Skull and Hanti to chase the sun and moon in the opposite direction. This would not stop the wolves from chasing the sun and moon, and they would catch the sun and moon. This is why when the horn is blown, the sky is what? Red. Man, stop playing with me and let me cook, bruh. That is why the sky is red. That's why he blew the horn, to get his father. But they changed it. They changed every bit of that. So now it's not Loki who blew the horn. That shit was changed because guess what? Kratos doesn't die when he fights Thor. Now check it out, bro. I know what they changed it to. And I gotta put that video out next. I can't put it in this video. This one's already long enough. But right here is proven to you. Loki blew the horn the first time because Kratos was killed fighting Thor. That's why the serpent lines the bridge up to Helheim. That's why he spits him at the dead giant. And that's why Kratos asks,
Why would the serpent leave us here?
Serpent leads them there so they could free this Valkyrie. Because that Valkyrie, again, is the first one on the scene after any conflict.
Any conflict. Impossible.
It's true.
Told you guys, man, when you come to the kitchen, bro, I break this shit down like no other, man. Now check this out again. I am going to tell you guys who I think blew the horn and why, and exactly why everything is the way it is this time and what they may have changed it to. I appreciate you all for rocking with me, man. I told you it was coming today, 11/11. Yes, it is here. There you have it. Loki blew it to save his father after Thor kills him. Catch you guys in the... Oh, and by the way, I said that also a year ago, that Kratos was going to die versus Thor. Everyone said I was crazy, but you heard it from the writers yourself. So again, catch you guys in the next one. It's your boy Cooking with Kratos. Be sure to share this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.
What is this?
A horn. Here's the end.
Can we blow into it?
Without knowing the outcome?
Well, we usually push every button, pull every lever we see.
Outcomes we can predict. No, this is something else. We must develop your instincts.
I knew it! We are blowing the horn.
No, we are testing your resolve.
I have resolve. A bunch of it.